Hello, good morning. Magandang araw today. And need natin pumunta ng Fatima Antipolo. We have a free clinic. Probably the last free clinic of the year. We're hoping na makakuha pa tayo ng mga cases like thyroid and hernia cases. Maski anong cases naman, basta kayang gawin sa Fatima Antipolo, kinukuha natin. Kung mapapansin nyo, iba ang ating Insta360 shot today. We're trying to create a MotoGP or drone shot. Kagabi kasi, or kaninang morning, may nag-comment doon sa isang video natin sa YouTube. Sabi niya, panay rider or panay selfie ang shot. Nakakawalang gana daw panoorin. Natawa naman ako doon. Pero thank you sa comment ha. Helpful yon kasi how would I know kung nag-enjoy ba yung aking mga viewers sa aking ginagawang videos. Pasensya na. Pero willing naman tayong mag-adjust. So for today, let's do the MotoGP shot. So gamit natin today ang Rebel 500. Wala naman akong choice. Nabenta ko na yung S125 ko. Itutuloy ko na yung plano kong mag-upgrade ng Vespa unit. Kaya medyo nakakalungkot kasi marami kaming pinagdaanan ng Vespa na yon. Now I'm thinking, kung ibebenta ko din ba tong Honda Rebel ko, isipin mo yon. Pagkatapos kong gumawa ng video na is the Honda Rebel my forever bike, biglang ngayon kinukonsider ko siyang ibenta. I just realized na parang gusto kong mag full-time scooter rider na lang. Itong Honda Rebel ko, parang few nights ago, I made some adjustments, like in-adjust ko tong handlebar. Kasi nung una parang naka forward siya. So ngayon medyo mas relax ang aking arms. Mas nilapit ko siya papalapit sa akin. Pati itong side mirrors in-adjust ko para mas maganda yung view. Iniisip ko kung ibebenta ko ba siya. Kung walang kukuha, then it's a sign na I need to keep it na lang. Right now, ginagamit ko siya. Okay naman. Magaan kasi siya eh, oh. And sabi ko nga, diba, fit na fit sa akin itong bike na to eh. I'm thinking in 15 to 30 minutes nasa Fatima Antipolo na tayo. So habang papunta tayo doon, let me share a case. This is a short case discussion, episode 10. A week ago, we received a case of a young patient, a young male patient who presented with a 2 weeks history of abdominal pain and distension. Initially, nagpresent siya ng epigastric discomfort. May multiple consultations siya and was treated for peptic ulcer disease. So binibigyan lang siya ng proton pump inhibitors. Meron din siyang isang consult na he was given antibiotics thinking it might be AGE. We don't know. We don't have the papers kasi of the previous consultations. On physical examination, patient is underweight. Nasa 47 kilograms lang siya. Age niya is 19-year-old, so medyo underweight. Focusing on the abdomen is distended. You can see manipis lang yung kanyang anterior abdominal wall. And kitang-kita yung markings ng dilated small bowels doon sa surface ng kanyang abdomen. On palpation, there's tenderness. questionable rebound. Yung tenderness niya is due to distended bowels kasi puno ng hangin. But I cannot really rule out kung may peritonitis ba. But so far, on palpation, hindi rigid abdomen. Pero again, may history na kasi ng antibiotic and pain reliever intake. May tendency kasi na yung peritonitis signs hindi ma-elicit, baka ma-mask. Complete blood count did not present with leukocytosis. Okay naman ang kanyang hemoglobin. Pero upon checking the CRP, positive siya. So meaning may signs of inflammation. Other laboratories slightly decreased lang ang serum sodium. The rest are okay. Chest x-ray niya may note lang ng pleural effusion sa left and may questionable parang small nodule. Since vague ang history, obstruction ng presentation or of small bowel, young patient, ang unang pumapasok sa isip namin was baka neglected appendicitis. Kasi sometimes appendicitis can present with obstruction. Or since young patient siya, kung ano man yung cause ng obstruction sa small bowel, we're thinking it might be a benign problem. Rare siguro kung malignancy. So we requested for a CT scan of the abdomen with IV contrast. So upon review of the CT scan images, hindi nakita ang appendix, hindi visible. Siguro kasi dilated ang small bowel from the ligament of Treitz area hanggang sa ileocecal area. Walang na-identify na area of possible site of obstruction or cut-off. Ang na-note lang are multiple enlarged lymph nodes sa mesentery ng small bowel. Ang description nila is more on the right side. The diameter of the small bowel is parang more than 5 centimeters. For me, that's a critical diameter size. Yung bowel walls, based sa official reading, hindi naman daw thickened. Pero looking at the films or images, parang inflamed na rin or thickened na rin. Initially, ang plan was to conservatize. Insert lang muna ng NGT, hoping na ma-decompress yung small bowel. Insert Foley catheter so we could monitor the urine output and check for the hydration status of the patient. Usually observation muna yan ng 24 to 48 hours. So habang ino-observe yung patient sa ward, napansin ko lang walang lumalabas dun sa NGT. So nakakapagtaka, di ba? By imaging, dilated ang buong small bowel. Pero tracing the NGT, kita naman sa CT scan na it's properly placed inside the stomach. Pero yung stomach parang collapsed, ipit ng small bowel. So bakit ganun? So ang tendency ko, sige observe, but going back to the history, sabi ng patient mga 2 days nang hindi nakakautot. Then looking at the images, obstructed the small bowel, 2 days nang maski flatus walang lumalabas. Parang hindi na kailangan ng conservative management. Parang may indication ako for surgical management. So with the presentation, we then decided to offer exploratory laparotomy. It's probably neglected appendicitis, yes. Pero 2 weeks na nakalipas, medyo equivocal yung abdominal findings. Naisip pa rin namin na baka pwedeng is-conservatize, and we can always do interval appendectomy naman. Pero going back again doon sa situation, wala nang BM flatus for 2 days, considering yung findings sa CT scan, talagang dilated na ang small bowel, diameter niya is 5 cm. Maski may role ang interval appendectomy, siguro enough na yon to decide to offer exploratory laparotomy para i-correct na yung dapat i-correct. The patient and the relatives consented. We proceeded with exploratory laparotomy. Ito na ngayon ang findings. Upon opening, the small bowel was dilated around more than 5 centimeters in widest diameter. Ang dilatation niya is from the ligament of Treitz to the distal ileum near the ileocecal area. Kapansin-pansin yung mga nodular lesions scattered over the whole length of the small bowel. Fleshy nodular lesions, yung iba whitish. So noted din yung mga enlarged lymph nodes sa mesentery. Scattered siya sa whole length of the small bowel. We did bowel decompression first para ma-explore namin lahat. And after decompression, we identified several bands. Pero ang pinaka-cause ng obstruction was anomental adhesion sa may distal ileum near the ileocecal area. Kapansin-pansin din yung omentum, madaming nodular lesions din. So ano ngayon ang iniisip? I already presented a similar case. It's a case of gastrointestinal tuberculosis with TB peritonitis. Yung nakitang lesions were miliary seedings. Though medyo different ang kanyang itsura, it's more of flesh. Yung iba kasi parang fleshy nodules. Pero yung iba whitish, similar with the caseation necrosis that you see with TB. Yung omentum din ganon, nodular lesions. So it's a case of GI tuberculosis with TB peritonitis. We checked the appendix. Hindi siya appendicitis, but the appendix also has a nodule similar with the other nodules identified. So ang ginawa namin, we released the bands. It's probably infectious bands. We took specimens and sent it for histopath examination. Wait, shit. Anong nangyari? Hello, hello. Kala ko nawala yung aking... Kailan pa siya nag-bend? Ay. So we did omental adhesiolysis. Kasabay na ng omentectomy. And since may lesion din sa appendix, we did appendectomy also. We placed JP drains on both sides and closed the abdomen layer by layer. And I placed retention sutures kasi nga mukhang undernourished ang patient and napakanipis ng kanyang abdominal wall. I'm afraid na baka magkaroon siya ng wound dehiscence. So yung patient, 1 week ng post-op. Since we're dealing with gastrointestinal tuberculosis, medyo naging conservative tayo with diet progression. Aside from magkakaroon ang patient ng ileus post-op because of manipulation, expected din na may ileus din caused by the disease itself. So expected natin na tatama rin ang kanyang bituka and talaga magkakaroon ng delay in return of bowel function. So Minanage lang namin ng patient conservatively. We continued the antibiotics and binantayan din ang kanyang hydration status. And true enough, medyo may konting delay sa return of bowel function. Siguro nagkaroon na siya ng bowel sounds on the 4th or 5th post of day. Saka pa lang kami nag-progress ng diet. Now, day 7 na siya. Regular na ang passage of flatus and bowel movement. Nag-aantay na lang kami ng official results of the biopsy and other tests for TB to make the diagnosis official. Hopefully we could start anti-TB regimen once documented na ang disease is caused by tuberculosis. So basically patient is recovered na. Mukhang lusot na siya sa obstruction. Kaya interesting ang case for me. It's because of the presentation of obstruction. Sipin mo yun, walang lumabas na fluid sa NGT. And ang reason is because of the enlarged lymph nodes scattered sa whole length ng mesentery and small bowel. Ang lalaki din ng lymph nodes located sa ligament of Treitz. So just imagine may malalaking lymph nodes doon sa area ng ligament of Treitz, making the transition ng jejunum pabalik ng duodenum narrow. Hindi makapass yung intestinal contents. Tapos may obstruction sa distal ileum and probably the ileocecal valve is also functioning. Imaginein mo, parang nag-closed loop obstruction siya. For me, it's an example of a closed loop obstruction. Kaya timing na timing lang din yung surgical intervention namin. Kasi kung inobserve ko pa yun ng 24 to 48 hours, baka nag-necrose na yung bowel eh. So that makes the case interesting for me. I presented TB peritonitis na before. Pero ito, TB peritonitis din or GI tuberculosis din, pero ibang presentation. Obstruction siya. And interesting is mukhang nag-closed loop obstruction siya because of the findings. So, andito na tayo sa Fatima. Siguro I'll end our discussion na. Mukhang nasabi ko na yung gusto kong sabihin sa case. So, mag-free clinic lang kami ngayon dito sa OPD. Thank you for watching ha. See you in my next video.